Hey guys, it's Average. Welcome back to the channel. We are here in Papua New Guinea in some very, very horrible weather. We've got an emergency resupply to do today. 2 villages are in desperate need of medicine. It got brought into where we are currently located, which is Kokoda, by a larger aircraft, and we need to get it up into the hills. Ours isn't particularly small, but it's small enough to do the job. And as you can hear, there's thunder, there's rain, it's not particularly pleasant, but we've got to do it, so we're going to try and make this thing happen. If it doesn't involve us smashing into a mountain. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves ready here. All links to any scenery involved in this will be in the description, of course, as always. Get our covers out of here. Pull our chocks from there. Pull our pitot covers off there. Everything's looking good with the aeroplane. Let's make sure everything is good as we need it. Okay, looking good. Let's get on board, shall we? Okay. Let's get this old girl started up, shall we? And get our job going today. So, get this nice and easy. Done, 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 done. Okay, crack those. We're going to want that down there. We are going to want a bit of light on this situation. Okay, let's make sure our fuel is set where it needs to be. Okay, that's good to go there. Mags should be down here. Boost pumps to on. Okay, fantastic. Generators and avionics all coming on. We'll leave the boost pumps on due to altitude and everything else we've got to do here. Let's make sure our lights are as they need to be. I think that worked, our lights. Yes, I believe it did. Pitot heat will definitely want to be on today. And where are the other things I'm looking for on the aircraft? Those are not what I need. No, wrong thing. Oh, come on. Stop zooming into the wrong bits of the aeroplane. I do love this about The Sims sometimes when the wrong thing gets clicked. And everything gets very specific about what you're looking at. Okay. This is not going to show us anything particularly pleasant on there, but we are good regardless. This is deeply unpleasant weather. Oh boy, let's hope we can get above this or get around it at least, which will be fairly useful for us. Okay, looking good otherwise in here. Let's get ourselves moving, shall we? Like I mentioned, we're at Kokoda, which is Alpha Yankee 35. We have 3,500 feet here of runway, which should be very much enough for us today. We'll get ourselves taxied down. Strong crosswind, which doesn't really help us in any direction whatsoever. About 12 knots of direct crosswind from the METAR. And the trees are not happy in this. I just hope we get above it. That's what matters here. Okay, let's pull that power back there. Delightful weather. Ugh, it's horrible. 1-notch flaps. The rain is coming down. Okay, flaps are set. Let's get out of this muck, shall we? Now we have the Isarava gap or pass below us. Oh, this is horrible. Past the cone there, wrong side. That's not what we wanted to do. Hit the cone. No, the weather's getting me on the rudder. There we go. Right into the muck. Gear coming up. Let's maintain our attitude here for a good climb up and away into this nastiness. flaps coming up. Now, we're not particularly high up here. We're only about 2,000 feet. Because it's down in one of the valleys, but we'll have to climb up soon. So, let's keep ourselves in the right attitude. It could be very easy to get distracted, which I just did. And hopefully we'll get above this rubbish in no time whatsoever. And we can pop out and see what we're doing, which I'd love to know. As you well know, IMC is one of my weak points, but we've got some visibility there. Fantastic. Okay, so we may actually have some visibility on this trip above the weather, which is what we need because the other strips are much higher up. We're heading to Woitape and Tapini up the valley. And those are on the ridge ahead of us. What about talking about Papua New Guinea's campaign in World War II during this? Because it's very, very exciting, actually, once you learn about it. Okay, we're out to the rain, at least for the time being. That's good. And my head tracking is falling off my head because it has broken. And oh, that is most annoying. Let's get our nose down a little bit, actually. Oh, hello. Airspeed, please. We're getting buffeted around in this. Something rotten. Catching some... That's not... Actually, we're not stalling. We'll just be catching drafts, which are really throwing the aeroplane around a little bit more than we'd like. We're in a big climb right now in an updraft, which is helping pick us up. We're going just past 2,000 feet a minute. And our nose is only about 10, 12 degrees up. So you notice we're maintaining our altitude. And our airspeed is pretty constant, but we're climbing at a ridiculous rate. Keep the aircraft level here as we catch more rain. There's terrain. Okay, we're looking good. See, we're not actually going too slowly, but it's really throwing us around. Blue sky, that's great. I hope some of these things are going to be much easier for us to handle. Look at that, blue sky and colour. It is a miracle. So once the airplane gets settled out and we're actually on course here, we'll do a little bit of navigation. Which rounds does need to go? Ah, that way. Oh, look at that. Beautiful visible conditions. So we have to come round to our right here to get on course. Flaps are retracted. Props are where they need to be. We want to get us back into this range here. And our mixture, our mag's good. Or map, sorry, not mag. Okay, looking fantastic. We'll get ourselves on course here. We're turning on course now. And it's blue skies ahead of us, so the valley, miserable down there. But up here we might have a chance. The winds are still pretty strong, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay. I'm going to have to switch my head off for a second whilst I solve this issue, because the whole thing is deciding it wants to go flappy flappy now. Which is absolutely the worst time for it. I swear. It should be a simple matter. It is not. I mean, what can superglue really do when you need it to, right? I used to have this actual pair of headphones, which worked great. But then I stopped using those because I'd rather not have it damaging my hair. So, we need to be a little bit more cautious now. But as I was going to say, Papua New Guinea and the Battle of Isarava was a particularly notable one because that was in 1942, between the 26th and 31st of August. And it was part of the Kokoda track campaign when military forces from Australia, supporting the US, in this particular campaign it was all Australians, were fighting Japanese troops from Major General Tomataro's South Seas Detachment. They landed in Buna and Gona in mid-42, and their intent was to capture Port Moresby, and that was the defining battle that stopped them advancing further after going overland from the north to try and take Port Moresby, which was the major settlement there. Now, those engagements all brought to that major battle there, and it was a huge, huge battle. of course, and a major involvement. That included, we had the 39th Infantry Battalion and the 53rd. We had the 14th and the 16th. The Japanese South Seas Detachment was the 41st and 144th Regiments. I believe overall we're talking strengths and numbers here of about 2,000-ish aside, and casualties were twice as high on the Japanese side. We had about 100 killed on the Australian side, 150 killed on the Japanese, 230 wounded on the Japanese, and only 100 wounded on the Australian. So it was a victory for Australia and the Allies. Okay. Are you actually going to work this time? Close enough. No storm is going to get away with us this time, though. So the campaign in Papua New Guinea is very underappreciated, very underknown, really. And it was a major, of course, one for the Anzac forces, the Aussie and New Zealand forces fighting in this campaign, notably the Australians. And we did have, of course, New Guinean forces. We had the Brits, we had the Dutch, we had the United States involved, of course. Now, it lasted from January 1942 all the way through to... This was before Pearl Harbor, by the way. And it ended up to the end of the war in August 1945. So... Sorry, no, this is just after, I should apologise. Not after the start of Pearl Harbor. That was 1941, that was December 7th. So yes, this was just after Pearl Harbor, I should say. Now, the Emperor of Japan invaded Papua New Guinea on the 23rd of January, and by July they'd overrun Western New Guinea, part of the Dutch East Indies, and by March they were starting to push through that second phase, moving towards Port Moresby. This is when Isavara's campaign and the Kokoda Trail campaign was such a critical component there, and it was a huge part that's really underappreciated in how the war actually took place, because everyone thinks about the American Marines island hopping. We think about the Philippines, we think about Bhutan. We don't necessarily think about Papua New Guinea. It was a major component of the war. Right, we're coming up now through 8,000 or 7,500 feet now for 8, and we're on course here through the mountains. But I want to make sure I get some altitude safely first, because right now I'm feeling a little bit like the aircraft's trying to sink on me slightly. The winds are causing a lot of up and down drafts around here for us, and now I'm catching an updraft as we get close to the hills. I don't like this. I'm getting pushed down towards terrain. So I'm swinging to the south. I know I'm off course here, but I need to basically make sure I can maintain my actual climb. And I'm feeling the aircraft wanting to dip down, which is a problem. These winds are quite strong, and it's definitely causing some upset. As you can see, the planes are getting pulled. I'm trying to fight that, but also maintain my airspeed. Wow, the EGT instrument's doing nothing. It's not even moving. Notice EGT is pegged there at the top. It's doing nothing. I think that's broken. 'Cause, look. Oh no, now it's moving slightly. That's all we're getting from it. Okay. Yeah, struggling to gain altitude here. I'm on course, but we're still struggling. Now, like I mentioned, our first stop is Woitape. We're going to work at what our deets are for that. Our altitude for this airport is going to be very important for us, but I don't get a readout on that, which is unfortunately problematic for me. Flight radar, give me some details. Come on, baby. It's important for me to... You are useless. I don't want closer to airports. Give me details. Come on, you've got time zones, variations, we've got runway types. Everything here but the actual field altitude. Which you'd think would be quite bloody important, wouldn't you? That is incredibly frustrating. There's no field altitude listed. Like, dude, come on. Of the things I need, the field altitude... Come on. No, 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 no. No seafit, no seafit, no seafit. Pull the nose. Hold on. Thank you. That's what we call downdrafts. And there's another one here. Sugar, come on. Get away from it. Fly out of it. Fly out of it, baby. Come on. That's it. This is going to be an interesting day, I think. I think this is going to be a real interesting day for me because I'm struggling. Right. Yeah, no, this is literally useless. I've got latitudes, longitudes, I've got headings, I've got everything but my actual field altitude, which is useless. Are you going to give me anything here? No, it appears to be in a valley, from what I can tell there. More informaciones. 5,100 feet. Thank you. Useless putak. Did I just swear in Klingon? Yes, I did. Leave me alone. You're watching Lower Decks. It's fantastic. There we go. More downdrafts there pulling on us. So we're okay altitude-wise right now. It's holding on for us at the time being, at least. And I need to find my spare head strap for my tracking because it's doing my head in at the moment. Which is such a frustration. But we're doing fine. It's just these winds are super, super gnarly. They're going to make everything very interesting on approach to this. Because we're getting major downdrafts from these convection cycles. Because you see these tall clouds that we're looking around at here. See the tall clouds? Yeah, these are thunderstorms. So we're doing a lot of thunderstorms and convection, which means lots of heating and cooling cycles, and I can feel it happening here. I can feel it happening again. I have to go off course and vary. So I can feel the aircraft getting pulled. No. Bad. Yeah, these conditions are not great. We're dealing with a hell of a lot of downdraft on this side of the ridge. I want to get higher and get away from it, but I can't really. Okay, we've got altitude we're gaining. We're okay there. But we're not gaining as much as I'd like, especially given the work we're going to put in to keep the aircraft in one piece. There's a major one climbing over that hillside top, which is heading towards where we need to fly. Which is really not what I wanted to see. Now, we have to try and get to 2 of these airports. Whether or not I get to both of them is another matter entirely. We may have to scratch this first stop and go to our second if the weather's too bad and come back later. Because this is an aid flight, so we need to make it in. But if we can't, safest option will be to go around and come back again when the storm moves on. You can hear the thunder there. Come on, stop fighting me, aeroplane. This thing is not happy in the slightest at the moment. Come on. This is looking pretty rough in there. Pretty rough indeed. And I'm flying right into a thunderstorm. I'm going to go around to see if I can see anything to the south side, or the north side, sorry. I do not like the look of that. Maybe I can get in below it, it would be nice. Let's try and get round underneath it. We might be able to pass through here, no problems. Look at that big convection. We're getting lifted up now. Massive climb. Look at us flying up. Whoa. We're on the right side of the storm now. We're getting pulled upwards into it. So much for dodging this thing. There's lightning. I don't like this in the slightest. This is really, really nerve-wracking. But the storm might be just on track towards it. We might be able to get past. Yeah, 20 is definitely making my life a lot more interesting when it comes to flying safely. And I think the up and down drafts are more dramatically powerful in 24. Jeez. You can feel that you actually feel like you could feel the power of nature beside you in this thing. I feel like I could feel nature. Ugh, come on. That's the valley, I think. No, it's not the valley. It's approaching it. I think, yeah, the valley should be clear for us. Because that's here. And we're approaching this side of the valley, so we should be just past here. And past the storm. We've got clear skies ahead of us, so we might be able to make it in here, no problems. That'll be this. Clear this ridge line ahead of us, and our field is there. Getting out of there will require some finesse. Now this field particularly is 2,800 feet, so let's hope it's not too saucy, and we might have a chance. Oh boy, this is certainly a day ending in Y, is it not? My thing head tracking is sliding around. Problem is, having a head tracking thing that's weighted on one side, sitting on top of your head, when your head is got hair on it, long, very smooth hair, means the damn thing is just wobbling around and barely holding onto my head. I don't want to have to turn this off, but I'm actually in a bit of a bind here as to whether or not I can keep going with this. I think we have to do this the old-fashioned way, ladies and gents, because this is not staying on. So I'm even more limited now, because we're now sticking to hat switch, my old way of flying pre-head tracking. So this is going to be a really interesting landing, because I have none of my normal ability to look around, which is going to make this much, much more difficult. And we need to watch out for downdrafts on this side of the storm now. So we're coming over the ridge line up ahead. And our field's down below us. And there's cloud in there. But I can see a decent distance within the valley. So we should be okay. That's a lot of stuff above us. I don't like that in the slightest. Well, into the belly of the beast, shall we? Medicine must get to these two locations. Oh boy. Begun the roller coaster has. Need to kill that speed because we're gaining too much and we're getting pulled down here. Shut up! How much do I have to advance you to shut up? That much. Okay. Here comes the rain. There's the valley bottom, I think. That's our strip? That is our strip. So we'll have visual from this side, I think. Okay. I'm going to do a circle here and hopefully burn some of this speed off. Bring us back around. And I should be able to make a straight in here. The winds are going to suck either way, so we're going to have to do what we can do. Yeah, shut the hell up. I do not care. Props full fine. Mixtures are where they need to be. We're at 7,500 feet field altitude 5. So I'm going to advance that back up to just after full reach. Okay. Keep an eye on terrain below us. We'll swing back round to this side. Power on. Field is over there. That's our direction, I think. I think it's to my right, slightly. I can't see. Where are you? Ah! Right, we're going in. This is about to get real asymmetrical. Real asymmetrical real fast. Yeah, this is us making a side-on approach. Just deal with it, please, locals. Unload that side. Oh, that's a fence. Brakes, 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 brakes. Stop, please. Please stop. I don't want to die today. Not today. Knocked a bit of fencing down. Wing's probably still okay. We'll have to go out and check it. They got a bloody PC-12 here. They could have done it themselves, couldn't they? Clear as day here. Clear as day. Right. I forget how to do this. You know what? Sod it. We'll just climb out the normal way. A little bit of damage on the leading edge. We'll just pretend it's a little bit of damage. It's mostly fine. At least it needs to be mostly fine in this particular circumstance. We'll clear up the fence on that side. We should be okay. Will I have knocked down the little bits of dry stick fencing? Probably. Will it be the end of the world? No. Right. Okay. To Tapini. I think. It's the plan. It's the goal. Props to full. They're unloading me behind us, so we can get out of here and beat the storm, which is coming this way. 2 good starts. Fantastic. Okay. Let's get out of here. Before this goes much further. It is time to leave. And make like a tree. Because this wind is horrible, this storm is horrible, and I want out of here. In so many different ways. Let's do this thing. We've got an opening ahead of us that we can shoot out of, so we might be okay. I think I was further from the fence than I thought it was. I think I just thought I was super close to it. It was not pretty, but it was what we could do. This is the water under our wheels here. That's a fence, that's a fence, that's a fence. Stay away from the fence. Come on, speed, give me speed. That's it, baby, get up in the air. Gears up. Flaps are up, nose down. That's tree line, that's tree line. Hold on. That's it, come on. Yes, you got this. You got this. I'm relief on the wind. Look at how clear this is now. I was doing this on purpose. I should have just gone around again and I'd been fine. I'd had a visual approach in here with no problems whatsoever. Oh, the 404 Titan is serving me well. She is flying how I want to fly, and she's keeping us in one piece. And it's not pretty, but it's working. It is working. I could not even dare to put the autopilot on today. It is way too spicy with the drafts to even possibly think about handling this. Oh, that's lightning right next to us. Fantastic. And that seems to be the body of the storm that's passing straight over. Can I slice around to the south this time? We're mildly off course. Yeah, we need to take a right turn here, which takes us right into the storm, unfortunately. I don't want to go into that. But there appears to be a gap this side, so I'm going to try and turn this way and take us towards Alpha Yankee Foxtrot Alpha, and then north towards Tapini, which might just about do us. So, with this in mind, and 30 minutes on the clock, I'm going to try and get through some of this crap before we get any closer, because we're taking a lot of time already. And we'll see you when we get closer to the target, and see if we can make it in here. Just look at this. My God, I'm flying out of a storm right now. One section of cloud out into this. Oh my God, look at it. This is beautiful. I also fixed my head tracking because I've managed to get my... I found something else to put it on. Yeah, this is what we're flying into, and it is horrifically just everywhere. Like, this is nuts. I'm so lost and so scared. And I have no idea where I am. And it's terrifying. The strip is ahead of us, though. I know that much now. It looks like the cloud is very much in to stay. And we are flying through a whole different world. This is insanity. Oh my God. Why's my head not decided to work right now? There we go. Look at this stuff. This is insanely beautiful. Yeah. There's the ground below us. We're about 12,000 feet up. Trying to get through this storm. We've been hit by updrafts, downdrafts, side drafts. NASCAR's trying to call us for tips. Alright. I'm putting my gear down. I'm going to pull my power back. I'm going to drop down into that. Because this at least has visibility. And I can see what I'm doing. Oh, come on. Around this side. I feel like I'm dropping into a mine shaft. That's what I'm doing. Look at this. There we go. This is aviating. This isn't flying. This is straight up aviating. Okay, one notch flaps. Try and duck out of this. There's that gap in the weather again. That's what we needed, that way. If I get under this storm, we have every chance of making this thing. Okay. Final strip is Tapini, or Tapini, and that is at 3,100 feet. 2,900 feet of terrain, which we should manage just fine. And we're popping out into some climate. So 09 and 27, so it's east-west. And it's Tapini, or Tapini. It should be to our right, just ahead. Whew, coming through 9. Got 6,000 feet to drop here. Oh, this is some hairy stuff. And I am absolutely, yeah. This has been a sweat generator. It really has. This is some tough flying. Under here. Got my gear and flaps down so I can actually use it for some braking. You know, this to stay a bit lower. Okay, we'll get over this ridge and drop down into the valley, and that'll be our airport. Which means chances of visibility are quite good. We'll make our second drop off and drop off the last of the medication, and we should be okay. If my head track is working properly now, we're all operational in that regard. So you guys will be safe. Or at least I can see what I'm doing this time. Unless that's our field. Oh god. Oh bugger. Fiddlesticks. That is our airfield. Okay. So, everybody on board, please fasten your seatbelts. We're about to make our approach to land at Tapini right now. Last time you need to update your last will and testament, please do so. And we're about to die. So please pray to whichever god, deity, or mass-manufactured electronic product you feel you need to. Because there ain't no go-around on this thing. Oh boy, this is gonna suck. Okay, we saved the best for last, didn't we? Why me? Why me? Why in a thunderstorm am I flying into this? Never done it before in my life. Ever. Oh boy. That's not good. 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 Come on, you son of a... Come on. I will fight you, and I will win. I turn around and come down this way. This is my only choice. I have to go back this way. There's no turning around that side, there's no visibility that side, and I can't with the amount of airspeed I have. Huh. Should have picked a smaller plane. Come on. Got this. I was making jest before, now I'm actually sweating. Oh. Come on, clear the ridgeline, clear the ridgeline. Yeah, there we are. There we are. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy has an Uzi. And this one's doing PCP in the bathroom. Okay. Power's back to idle. Props, good, that's good. That's up to full. That needs to go down to... I've not lost any airspeed, have I? Sugar. Okay, looks like we're doing this raw. Oh, we're doing this raw. No flaps. Can't get them down too fast. Come on. Well, what the hell? So today's a good day to die. Get on the ground. Stop, please. Stop, please. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh my god. This is deeply unpleasant conditions to aviate in. I hope there's some poor child here who's dying of something that I needed to bring this in for. You know, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Right, let's get the juice unloaded and we can call this a day. That has been a horrible, horrifying, terrifying, pant-wetting, sweat-inducing, teeth-grinding, and I am done. I hope you're entertained, because not a single person will insure an airplane I operate going forwards after watching this video. And here comes the clouds, and I don't think we're going to make it in after this. I think that's it closed in. We made it just in time. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go lie down now. Bye.